Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to my channel for another 1/6 scale accessory unboxing and review video. Now today we are going to be taking a look at none other than the Daftoys Knightmare Batman coat and scarf set. Now, ever since Knightmare Batman was released, we've been on this never-ending journey to get the ultimate 1/6 scale coat, because let's be honest, the one that Hot Toys gave us was less than ideal. Now, do bear in mind, this coat is produced in an unlicensed, unofficial capacity by Daftoys. I got mine from Comic Sanctorum. I have included the link down in the description below for your reference purposes only. This isn't a promotional video, this is a review on a coat I picked up for my own personal Knightmare Batman figure. But don't worry, we will be doing full comparisons in the very next clip, just to see which coat I feel is superior. But here we have the Daftoys one. At the very least, it has come in the most professional package of the two that I have. The 1/6 kit one came in a little plastic baggie, but I really like the box on this. First in-hand impressions are very positive. I'm already loving the feel of the material, and it's detailed very nicely. We will touch on that though in just a second. Now, tucked inside we do have the movie accurate scarf, and it appears to be a lot smaller than anything we've seen from 1/6 kit. That one's a lot bigger, there's a wire integrated. This you simply tie around the neck and your job is done. This is a lot more straightforward. What we are going to do now though is get the other coats out here and take a closer look. Here we have all three together. Now, obviously, the one in the middle is the odd one out. This is the one made by Hot Toys. It was fine when the figure released, but now that we have two far better options, it just doesn't work for me. It's really thick and padded, the colour is just way off, I don't know what Hot Toys were thinking, and then it has this sort of schmutz and dirt and grime on the surface that is meant to look like weathering, but kind of just comes across like some dirt has been smudged on with your fingers. It's not the best look in the world, and it's not a convincing weathering look by any means. You also have these little sections on the sleeves which tuck into the gauntlets, and sometimes, if you get crazy with your posing, they pop out and become visible. So no, it's not actually a full coat. Now, 1/6 kit did something very similar. Theirs have the elastic sections down below, but the material is vastly superior. There are also a bunch of wires in here. I love the grain of the fabric, the weathering down the bottom looks great. But this one, a lot of people struggled to get on properly, because there is a little bit of padding up here at the shoulders. It was a tough job to get this sitting correctly. I managed to do it, and it looks great, but I'm thinking you may not necessarily have that same issue with the Daftoys one, because as you can see, it's super lightweight. I also love the grain here. Which one do I prefer out of the two? I'm actually leaning towards the Daftoys one. Yes, there aren't as many cuts and jagged edges on the bottom of the 1/6 kit, but I kind of like the way it looks. It is slightly too uniform, but that's something I can totally fix myself. I love the sand that's supposed to be some weathering, and the shading in the seams looks way more natural, especially compared to the Hot Toys coat. I also like the lining a lot better on Daftoys here, where 1/6 kit went for a very light fabric. Yes, that is potentially accurate to the screen-used coat, but when you have it sort of moving off, billowing in the wind, you can see the lining, and it's just a little bit too light for me. There aren't any wires in this as far as I can tell, but I'm hoping the drape takes care of business, and it looks good. But that's about it for the comparisons between the coats off the figure. What we are going to do now is pop this Daftoys coat on Knightmare Batman, and of course, see what it looks like. Here we have him up close and personal. And yeah, for the most part, I am super happy with the way this coat looks. Knightmare Batman is an amazing release, and unfortunately he was just let down by that awful Hot Toys coat. Now, let's talk about one thing that I don't love first, and it's the scarf. It's kind of perfectly triangular, it doesn't really have a ton of rough edges, it looks very clean. Kind of like a bib. And for me personally, it just doesn't work. I much prefer the other options, be it Hot Toys or 1/6 kit. As for the coat, yes, all of the stuff that I just said about how good it looks, it still holds up even on the body. It wasn't the easiest thing in the world to install, at least not as easy as I thought it was going to be. The shoulders are really tight, and that's because they have been sewn in a way to give him that very buff shoulder pad look. There isn't any padding in there, it's just the way it's sewn. And yes, he does cut a very mean silhouette. I like the way it looks. One other thing that I'm not entirely sure about is why these weren't either magnetized, sewn, or simply steamed in place, because as you can see they kind of spring up and look a little bit goofy. Now around the back he does have the accurate little strap with the button missing, which was in the movie, so I love to see it, and overall, yes, I am very happy with this upgrade for Knightmare Batman. Here we have all three Knightmare Batman coats rotating side by side, just so we can see what they all look like together and decide which one is our favourite. Let's talk about the Hot Toys one first. The material is the wrong colour. It's big, it's poofy, it doesn't really fit all that well, and it's been known to crack over time. The worst part is, Hot Toys didn't even bother to update this coat for their reissue from Zack Snyder's Justice League. That is a darn shame in my opinion. So that one is immediately at the number 3 spot. Coming in at number 2 though, for me personally, is the 1/6 kit coat. I like the material, but I don't think the fit is anywhere near as good or imposing as the Daftoys one. And I don't have any stake in this game at all. There's no reason for me to pick one over the other than the fact that I just prefer it. So yes, I think the Daftoys coat is the winner here. The scarf, on the other hand, I absolutely have to give to 1/6 kit. There's a wire in it, it looks far better. As I said before, this one that he's wearing with the Daftoys outfit kind of looks a bit like a bib. It's too clean, yeah, there are a couple of wrinkles here and there, but it just doesn't work for me. So at the end of the day, if you can mix and match between the two, and plus you'll have a spare 1/6 kit coat as backup, maybe pick that one up. But overall, yes, the Daftoys set is darn awesome. Just wrapping up on the Daftoys coat and scarf set from Zack Snyder's Justice League. Now, bear in mind, as I've said throughout the course of the video, there are 2 great options on the market. If you want a coat that you can go all out with posing with, and that has wires in it, 1/6 kit is your best bet, hands down. There are a bunch of wires in there, you can have a ton of fun. But if you want something that looks supernatural, gives him this big, buff, imposing look, especially at the shoulders, then Daftoys takes the win, at least for me. I always lean towards non-wired things, be it capes or in this instance coats, because I just like the way they drape. They look supernatural, and that's the same thing that can be said here. Yes, I prefer the scarf from 1/6 kit, but the Daftoys one is still more movie accurate than the Hot Toys one. Hot Toys unfortunately cut a few corners on their coat. The Knightmare Batman is an amazing figure that's simply let down by a bit of a weird decision. So if you have him, or if you have him coming with your black suit Superman, I would pick up at the very least one of the 2 coats available on the market now, because what you don't want happening is when you get him and go to find one, they're sold out and you can no longer get them. That's what happened at least the first time. We're spoiled for choice right now. I prefer the Daftoys one, but you of course can make up your own mind. Now I got mine from Comic Sanctorum. I have included the link in the description below for your reference purposes only. This is a third-party unlicensed coat. Now if you are down in the description, check out the link to 6 Scale Network, the Facebook group. Come along, chat figures, share photos of your collection, and of course, see what's coming up next on the channel. Like, comment and subscribe, and we'll catch you in the next video.